Hi there folks and friends, my name is Connecting Dots. I've been on YouTube since 2009, but I've been listening to the people on YouTube since 2007. Today's date is irrelevant. What's important is the information I'm about to share with you, because you probably found me because you Googled some of the names that are listed in the title. And I've done that on purpose, not to promote myself, not to promote them, but rather to make sure you're aware of what's taking place on YouTube and to protect yourself from some of the traps that are laid out by some of the people that I may mention in this video and others, many others that I have not mentioned. But the information is important and it applies to anyone here seeking truth. You need to know what some of these people are doing. So I've been making videos this summer. That would be the year 2014. As I said, today's date is irrelevant. The information is what's important. So I've been making videos in 2014 saying how this would be a game changer on YouTube. And I'm sticking with that. And part of this game is exposing the people that are playing the games. And in my latest round of videos, I've been showing how they all promote each other on their YouTube channels. The gentleman that you're looking at just uploaded a video. I found it because I did a search on my YouTube channel, and as you can see, there's my name. So there's massive threats here of always exposing anyone that speaks out against this network. They have their, how shall I say, bulldogs. Don't be afraid. Every single time, because you're into the truth movement, okay, this is why they make these fear videos. You have to understand it's all about playing a psychological game of making sure you shut up and keep quiet and stick with these channels and follow this. You got to pay attention to this. This is very important. So they play the fear because you're out looking for truth, and you have to be careful of the boogeymans, okay? And anyone that speaks out, they send their bulldog, and it's always about exposing you. And in their videos they will leave you links, and some of them you may know. For example, Dailymotion, or let's say google.com. So as long as you know it begins with the HTTP, www, and something that you recognize, you're usually okay. However, when it's something that says tatsrevolution.com, I want you to be aware. Not only does it apply in this situation, but in every other truther video that you come across, I want you to be aware that the links that you click, sometimes there's people at the end that they're there for nefarious reasons. That's why the links are there. You have to be aware of this. There's traps that are set out in these videos. And this is what's been set out on me several times. This gentleman here, which I'll tackle some of the information, but for you that's new to the conspiracy world, this part of the information, or I should say this part of the video, is what's really relevant right now, because I'm about to tackle other topics. And one of this next things that I will talk about was how he came out in defense, saying that these channels that he promotes on his YouTube channel are people, just regular YouTubers that show up on any channel. Well, for one thing, you can tell YouTube does not type this in this fashion. I don't think so. There's a comma there, there's no space, and if you look around on any of the YouTube channels, you'll notice that's not the way it's written. And what's more important is if you just go to his YouTube channel, and that's the gentleman I'm talking about, and you'll notice here he has a lot more subscribers. That's the other little game they do. They come out and speak about you, and they'll always put it on a channel, a little small second-hand channel, because they don't want to bring on the heat to all their real subscribers, because the real subscribers will come over and take a look who this person that they're talking about, Connecting Dots 2, and realize, well, most of the stuff that he talks about in his video are lies. But I'm going to get into that in a second. What's important to you is that you pay attention that they all promote each other. This is what I've been mentioning in my last few videos, and he's come in big time defense because they're trying to start a 1-week truce right now. So I've already said I'm not going to agree to the truth, and I hope other truthers will not agree to it either. We need to keep exposing these fake people that are set up here for you to follow, and how they all are intertwined on these channels here, and how they all promote each other. And oddly enough, this big, I don't know if you'll hear about this in the future, but in the year 2014 there was a Fukushima scam, and this fellow named Connecting Dots with a bunch of other YouTubers, we all got together and put our videos, because we all happen to live on the West Coast, and we proved that the Pacific Ocean was not dead. I'm not sure what state the Pacific Ocean is when you're at in the future, but it shouldn't be dead, because it's one of the things I found about radiation. However, I don't want to get off topic. What's important here is that you notice that these people all stick together and they promote each other. So he's come in defense here, trying to say, no, 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 no. This is the way YouTube sets it up. Well, I'm about to prove them wrong one more time, so let this be a lesson to you also, that these people always try to play these games here to defend themselves. It's up to you to do your homework on everything that you see on YouTube to see if what they're saying is valuable. And that's another thing we've noticed on YouTube. These people like to show their faces and don't actually show the documents to back up what they're saying. They want you to just listen and watch and believe everything that's said. So again, I'll prove them wrong one more time. These videos that are, should say, what you saw, what was featured on his channel here, well, oddly enough, it's exactly the same channels in the exact same order as they were when I made a video just on 2 days ago on him. So nothing has changed, and as you can see here, here he is again, all his stuff. So what's he trying to tell people, that the YouTube keeps putting his same YouTube channels in the exact same order? So we've all found here that this is one of these bulldogs that they have on this YouTube channel that makes a lot of these videos and puts these links down below. This is very important here. You pay attention to the information I'm sharing with you, because I don't want you falling into one of their tracking traps. This is what this is all about. They want to track you and what you're doing and what you're watching and who you're watching. And we've caught on here on YouTube. This is a big summer here, 2014, and there's a lot of us jumping on board, and we've noticed how they're all intertwined, and there's a lot of the fearmongers, and you know, it's a never-ending story of people that are trying to pass off as truthers and great economic things. Don't buy into it. And this latest video there, this gentleman I was talking about, this TAT'S, unbelievable information. He tries to tell the viewer that I got into an argument with SO. I believe this is who he's talking about. Don't know anything about this guy except that he's nothing more than another shill that what he says, the Dutch sense buddy. I already know everything he talks about in this video, but he's trying to implicate me part of this gang. I know nothing about these people, never met them, but I did have a confrontation with this guy at Realist News where I'd mentioned I was talking about the purity of silver. Oh, you guys wouldn't know this, but what's important here is that you pay attention how these people are all intertwined and they promote each other, and it all leads back to Alex Jones. And in this summer of 2014, we found that this fellow here, who plays a similar role to Alex Jones, but more of a tame, docile, you'll be okay, Fukushima is coming at you. So we've caught on to how these players play, and what's important is that you know exactly what's going on, who's part of it, and how they all promote each other. And to prove my point here, I'll just go to a few YouTube channels. For example, my Connecting Dots 3, as you can see, I've typed in this line. This is not YouTube that set this up. Here's another YouTube channel, and I'm not promoting these people. I'm just making an example that, see how it's written? Related, there's no comma, the C's not stuck on it. The guy's full of BS, and he's trying to pass it off as the truth. People aren't stupid, and I hope you're not falling for it. These are his subscriptions, and that's what I said, that you can hide these things. So he's got them shown on this YouTube channel, the DNWO, because he doesn't mind, or they don't mind showing them, and that's something you control. Every person that has a YouTube channel control this information. So again, here again, you see recommended channels. That's because this person has not chosen to write in whatever he wants to write in. But if you go to the YouTube channel, click right here, and it says featured channels, the exact same channels. So next lesson here, which many of you don't want to listen to at this point. So because I'm addressing this directly to him and some of the lies that he's put out about me.
You
I guess he doesn't realize that, for one thing, Mr. Tats, you don't realize that I've been on YouTube for a long time. I've got an exceptional record, is what I would call it. And I've debunked a lot of people. People remember me during the silver days back when I made one video and it put one of the biggest silver shills by the name of Stella Concepts out of business almost overnight. I think it was 2 days later he closed up shop, and he tried to make a comeback. It fell apart. And just recently again I debunked him again on his lies. So I'm very well known. And yeah, he's calling me down to his place, by the way, and that's the other thing, bro. I'm not in. You guys got to stop this violence thing. We're not buying into that. We're out on YouTube because we're seeking truth. It's not about violence. And you know, as far as my name thing, here I'll give you guys a clue, because you're not going to guess it. It's a very old-fashioned French name, so forget about all the stuff you guys have been saying, the Davies, the Roberts, the Johns. Man, it's been a whole bunch of names. Anyways, here I won't tell you what the exact name is, but I'll say a word, and all the letters are there to figure out my name. And if you guys can figure it out, I'll just say, yeah, you got it, because I don't care. It's not about the name, right? It's about the truth. So, and by the way, if you're one of the original truthers, or you know, someone decided to listen to this entire video, don't be intimidated by their videos and everything else. Okay, because when I debunked Stella Concepts, that's what he did also. He sent me a bunch of threatening letters, okay, that I was going to have my daughter taken away from me, yada yada, a whole bunch of bullshit that I end up sending to the police. They kept on record, so it's some type of threat. If you feel threatened by anyone, record the video, record the information, okay? That's what I do. So when they were calling you down to their place and stuff, like most recently this guy DAHBOO77 saying he's ding dong or whatever, he's going to come knock on my door, you got to register that stuff. So what I did is I did a reply video and I recorded his information, and there, police got it right there. If something happens to me, you got one suspect. So if you're a truther out there, please don't be intimidated by anybody coming out here saying they're going to do this to you and do that to you. They're all full of bullshit, okay? It's their game. So another thing too, he says I went on this radiation tour and I kept wiping down my windshield. Yes, this is what you're supposed to do, okay? This was my surface, okay? One cubic meter. So I wiped down my windshield. I had it clean before I was driving, and when I left, and yes, there was radiation that fell all over the Cascade mountain chain. No, I never took my Geiger counter to a rock. Yes, I do have a radioactive rock in a plastic sample. That's true, absolutely. And I bought 2 Geiger counters and I calibrated them. I made a video showing everyone that my Geiger counters are calibrated before I go on this cross-Canada radiation tour. And I paid for the entire tour for myself. So how can I be a shill? And here's another thing. I've been online since March 2008, and all of that evidence here, I'll link it down below. It's in a 2012 form. I came out warning people that there's going to be a massive stock market crash in September 2008. I said, forget about 2012, because that's where I joined, 2012 forums, where everyone's all out to fear, right? I know what you guys, your game's all about. You fear people and you make money from it. You run your ads. So your Google ad people, we got you busted. All the promoting the bullshit and the fear, it's busted. And this is going to be a wake-up summer, because everyone's going to get to know who you characters are and your little games. So enough with the lying here. I've spent my own money telling people what's going on. I'm even in the markets, the silver market. I've caught the low how many times? 3 times in a row in 2010, before silver even took off. I made a June 22nd, 2010 video telling folks, hurry up, get up there now. Silver's only $21.75. Hurry up, it's going to take off. What happened? It took off from 21, went up to $49. And you have what? People like Kevin Blanche coming out there was telling people to buy it at 43 and 45. Absolute lies, just like you're saying about me. So people that are listening to this, new truthers, don't be scared or feared with threat and lies. Let them make their lying videos. Stick with the truth. Stick together and watch out how they all promote each other's bullshit. And I was talking about this guy. They have their little bulldogs here that they'll send out after you. Don't be feared, okay? They want to track your IP, and as I said, they'll leave their little links down below. Don't fall for that BS.